Welcome to Bravo and Blaze with Jenny Blaze, covering all the latest Bravo news and the Bravo TV lineup. There's too much going on this week. We'll do our best to cover the full lineup from this week and additional Bravo activity outside of the currently airing shows. As a disclaimer, I would like to remind everyone that this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. We are not here to intentionally harm anyone and by no means use this platform as an avenue for bullying. Anything said is alleged. Please do not take anything I say as Bible. I'm not a journalist, nor do I claim to be one. Nothing I say is fact checked because, again, this is for entertainment purposes only. Be cool, not all like uncool. If you are following or if you are not following us on social media, make sure you do so. We are at Bravo and Blaze on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok survived, Facebook, and Twitch. And we are at Jenny Blaze on YouTube. Also, I like to remind everyone that we are live. If you join us on YouTube, you can interact in our live chat where you can ask questions, give your own thoughts, interact with one another. I will take breaks throughout to read through and share some comments. If you are a podcast listener, please note that we have visuals over here on YouTube for you to look at. The audio podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. To help support Bravo and Blaze, make sure you subscribe, follow, share, like, comment, and leave a 5-star review. There's way too much that has happened with Salt Lake City this week. People are even spreading misinformation about Bravo and Blaze on Reddit, so we'll talk about that. But there's too much information to cover on this show, so we will cover all of that on the next Patreon episode where we can speak more freely in a safe and uncensored space. Sign up at patreon.com/Bravo and Blaze. I want to remind everyone, last week I mentioned this, I started doing pre-games before our new shows. So if you are a YouTuber or someone who goes on YouTube or uses YouTube a lot, look out for these thumbnails because these are the pregame thumbnails. I'm trying to go live, have like in a casual setting. Literally, I'm like going live from my bed, but it's a way for us to just connect before the new shows air, see what is in store for the next episode of whatever it is that we're watching that day. And also we can chat about other things that are going on because there's something happening every day. Bravo doesn't sleep. Like I said, I will do my best to do this Sunday to Thursday, 30 minutes before our new episodes air. I just don't want to promise that I will be doing it every single Sunday to Thursday, but I will do my best. Okay, let's move on to some quote unquote news. So, as I mentioned, TikTok survived. I don't know if you're one of those people who was panicking. I did not. I actually did not care at all. I've never really liked TikTok, so it wasn't a huge loss to me, but it didn't even matter because it came back like 5 seconds later. And let me make this bigger. I saw on Real Moms of Bravo on Instagram that Taylor Frankie Paul, who is on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, posted that season 2 is coming in May. I'm assuming that they finished filming, but I really wish they got this TikTok thing on camera for season 2 because this is like, they must have been really flipping out. I mean, if your livelihood is from TikTok, yeah, it makes sense to freak out. But for me, I was just like, I'm just glad I don't have to post to another platform. I'm tired of all these platforms. It's too much. What else though? Speaking of TikTok, somebody who thought they could take advantage of what was going on in TikTok is our very own Jax Taylor, and I have a beautiful video to share with you all on how he was handling the TikTok ban.
Good morning, all you ex-TikTokers. That's right, ex-TikTokers. But guess what? I still have my TikTok. I'm one of the very few Americans that still has his TikTok because I signed up in Canada. That's right, my second home. I love you, Canada. So, all you brands out there looking to put your money somewhere, the number one guy is back. That's right. The number one guy on TikTok is right here.
Oh, Jax. I love his enthusiasm. Unfortunately, that business plan didn't last very long because TikTok was back up in like an hour after he posted this. Poor guy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. This is giving Jax is drowning in Big Bear. You can help me if you want. Help? You could save me. I might need some help. Oh boy. And in that moment when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I feel like, because I'm trying to go through this thought process of Jax's business plan. Okay, let's say the ban did continue. Like, who is he selling to? Obviously other countries, but like that only gets you so far. So I was thinking, is he gonna like start learning another language or something? Because then I was like, I would definitely leave the country just to download a new TikTok account just so I could see Jack sell hair growth product in another language. That's a show right there. You're welcome. Okay, moving on to something a little less lighthearted. So I saw this on Bravo by Gaze. Hold on, I want to make sure that I'm not skipping anything. Okay. And this was taken from TMZ. Vanderpump Rules, James Kennedy, no charges. I can't see. No charges in domestic violence case. That is good for James. It says in this article, James Kennedy is off the hook in his domestic violence case. No charges will be filed against him, TMZ has learned. The Vanderpump Rules star's lawyer, Scott Lehman, tells us the Burbank City Attorney's Office just informed him of their decision. Lehman adds, I want to thank them for conducting a thorough and professional review of the matter involving my client, James Kennedy. Their diligent investigation confirmed what we have maintained from the beginning. There were no grounds for any charges to be filed against Mr. Kennedy. Lehman says Kennedy is happy to put the matter behind him and is looking forward to continuing to focus on his sobriety and his DJ career. For some reason, I felt like Raquel Leviss trying to read that just now. I need to get it together. This is good news for James. However, this is a very sensitive topic because there is information out there about other incidents that James was involved in, all alleged, obviously, because there's no charges pressed or anything, and there's no lawsuits. But I don't know. This like pains me to see because I cannot get over James Kennedy telling the story of the bullies who broke his leg, I think. Just like literally broke his leg as they were bullying him. And I feel like whenever I see him, I see like the bullied little boy of James Kennedy. Like, I don't know if he's like, I feel like he's struggling. I'm not saying I condone his behavior at all, but I just still have this like soft spot. And I absolutely think that James should be held accountable if he is guilty of anything, but we don't know everything. And this is all we got. So let's move on. Allie had posted on her stories after this. She said, thank you all for your support and kindness. I am happy that prosecutors decided not to file against James, as I never desired criminal charges. We had an argument outside of his home related to him drinking again. However, I was not physically hurt. I was shocked by the headlines and disheartened by how the event was portrayed. We are no longer together, but I'll always support James and wish him the best with his sobriety and healing. Thank you for your understanding. Yikes. I don't know what, this just makes me sad. Okay, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. Let's move on. Speaking of Vanderpump Rules and the Valley, Scheana Shay has a book coming out called My Good Side. She wrote on Instagram, by the way, it's coming out summer 2025 for summer moon. So Scheana wrote, with like a bunch of H's and some exclamation points. I wrote a book. As you all know, one chapter of my life has come to an end, and I'm ready to turn the page and tell my own story. You've seen one side of me on reality TV, another side through filtered social media content, but my good side is a highlight reel. It digs deep into the core of who I am, the good, the bad, the messy, along with the missteps and lessons learned along the way. The process of writing this book has been both cathartic and healing, and I surprise even myself with the stories that bled out onto these pages. I feel like she's going to spill a lot on who she's hooked up with. But anyways, details of my life that I've never shared, not even with some of my most inner circle until now. The rose-colored glasses are off, and this is me at my most authentic. To all of you who have been right there with me every step of the way, and even to those who haven't, I can't wait to show you every side of me. My good side is available for pre-order now in hardcover, ebook, and audio, wherever you get your books. Who's buying this? Raise your hand. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm here for Scheana doing or releasing a book, and I love it for her. I surprisingly like Scheana a lot more than I thought I would. I used to not like her at all, really, but now I just like can't help but find myself rooting for her. Maybe it's because Summer Moon is so cute. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Let's go to the Bravo TV lineup. Again, there's a lot going on this week. Okay, first up is Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 15, Old Rumors Die Hard. The ladies return from their Panama trip. Ashley prepares for her Drag King event. Stacey works to finalize her divorce while fielding requests from TJ. Gordon reveals some shocking information to Ray, which Karen levies against Mia to figure out the truth. Messy, messy, messy. Okay, for one, I cried when Giselle told the story about her father and the Christmas tree. That like really broke my heart. Then when the TJ and Stacey scene came on, I started crying again when TJ was crying. And I just think that has to do with hormones or something. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you just need a good cry. I'm like, why am I crying right now? This is wild. But also, like, Mia, Karen, Mia, Giselle, good Lord. Karen is really bothering me because she's clearly trying to take the focus off of herself and put it onto Mia, who also, Mia, why are you bringing all this stuff to camera? It's too private, right? Like the first episode when they were talking about the paternity of Mia's son, I was like, I can't, this is too much. It was like making my heart hurt. But Karen, she's like obviously trying to deflect from her DUI. And Mia even called it out. She's like, let's talk about your DUI. Oh my gosh, what a mess. This show is a mess. Should we talk about it more? No, let's move on to Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 8, Baby Birkin. Dr. Jackie is short of money for the Med Gala, so will Phaedra be able to write a check for the difference? Which was like over $50,000, by the way. Sweet Tea introduces Dr. Mimi and her husband Steve to the group. I love this new couple. Dr. Mimi is a therapist, by the way. T throws a matchmaking event for age gap relationships, and while Phaedra ends the night with something sweet, Heavenly and Sweet Tea end on a sour note. Toya throws a mysterious baby shower, leading to the ladies speculating if she's pregnant. So again, Dr. Jackie is stressing me out over this fundraiser. Like, I don't know if I could ever work with Dr. Jackie. She would stress me out all the time. But also, like, it was funny to see all the ladies kind of like sitting there teasing Phaedra. I love Phaedra, but like that was kind of funny how they're all kind of joking about her. But I did see, I think a week ago, that Phaedra showed receipts of a check that she wrote for like over 30,000, I think. So I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like we need to get to the bottom of this at some point. Like I said, I like Dr. Mimi and her husband Steve. I think they're super cute. He used to play football. I think it was football, maybe basketball. But he was retired when they met, and she's a therapist, and I just think they're so cute. I'm happy that they're joining this group. That matchmaking event gave me a little bit of trauma. I don't even want to talk about it. But Toya, oh my God, Toya cracks me up, and I really love Toya. She is the way she is glowing over her new Birkin cracks me up. It's just so, I don't know, I find it to be endearing for some reason. Like it's so materialistic, but it's also a status symbol. And I don't know if I could totally relate to that, but I think it's cute to see and watch her be like just so proud and so happy over her baby Birkin. And I love how her son was like, "You've made this Birkin your whole personality." It's just so funny. This is the same son. Well, both their kids are really funny because Eugene took the kids to go like make cologne, and they both said that Eugene smelled old, fruity, and leathery. Oh my gosh, this show is great. Just as a reminder, I interviewed Dr. Contessa and Dr. Simone, so you can go check that out on my channel, or there's links in the show notes. All right. Do we want to talk about anything else with Married to Med? Contessa kissed Toya's belly when she got to the baby shower, and I almost peed. That was too funny. They're hilarious. Okay. Below deck sailing yacht. Does anyone like this show? Okay. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Season 5, episode 15, Past the Boiling Point. Captain Glenn lays down the law with the crew after not... Uh-oh. Somebody's calling me. Sorry. Captain Glenn lays down the law with the crew after not following his rules. The tension between Gary and Chase boils over during a heated confrontation. Danny and Diana turn against Daisy. Chase makes a decision. Oh my God, I can't read today. Chase makes a decision that offends Danny. The final group of charter guests have more dietary restrictions than Chef Cloyce has ever managed. I couldn't really get into this episode. The thing that bugged me the most, though, is the fact that Gary, after getting shit-faced the night before, he's like pissed that Glenn is actually holding him accountable and is docking his tip 500 euros. And I was like, that's it? Gary definitely drank more than 500 euros worth of alcohol. So this doesn't feel like a punishment. It seems like a discount for Gary. And his attitude about it really annoyed me. I mean, he wound up apologizing to Glenn later, but still, Gary, grow up. He pisses me off. Let's move on. Tay-Tay's here. What's up, Tay-Tay? Okay. Next up is Beverly Hills. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 8, A Perfect Storm Out. Bose hosts a healing spa day for the ladies that proves to be anything but serene. Garcelle receives a long overdue apology. Kyle is confronted with mounting suspicions over her friendship with PK. Sutton takes issue with Kyle's stormy escape. Dorit feels betrayed by Erica's loyalty to Kyle, leaving Erica caught between two friends. For one, I really love Bose's house, and I am an idiot. I thought the house that we saw on this episode this week was the house that burnt down, but apparently it was her Malibu home that burnt out. I made a mistake, but still very sad. However, the manly hands, the masseuses, Those guys, I would go out to Beverly Hills just to get a massage from the manly hands. But what's up with Kyle? Like, I can't follow any of her logic when she says, like, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. And she's like flipping out on everyone. Like, why is she ashamed for what? What did they do to her? I really don't understand what anyone did to Kyle for this type of reaction. I guess this is a Kyle takedown. As Tay says, we got a Kyle takedown this week. But like, is it a full takedown if she's not getting it? Because she's like still in this mode of like, everyone attacked me. Like, no one did anything, really. They just asked her to read the text that she sent to their friend's husband. I don't get it. What am I missing? Whatever. I don't want to get into Beverly Hills. The fandom can be too toxic for me. Okay. Oh, speaking of toxic, let's move on to the Real Housewives of New York, season 15, episode 15, which was the finale. Thank God I am over this show. But I'll read the episode title and description. Paradise Lost. As the Puerto Rico trip comes to an end, things go from bad to worse as the Brynn and rhobh feud escalates to the point of no return. A shocking claim leaves everyone speechless and shaken. Back in New York City, the ladies struggle to move forward. I just hate it here. I hate this show so much. Like, how did we get here? I blame Bravo. Don't do this to us. This entire cast has been fully self-produced from the beginning. We just watched like 2 seasons of that. However, I do think Raquel was a new addition. I wish everyone had been like Raquel, though. Like, why? Even like people are starting like Sai her second season. But if you look at Sai's behavior from her first season to second season, she seems like she just read all the comments and changed all her behavior per the comments. And now she's no longer herself. She's just like a produced version. Not saying I don't like Sai. I'm just saying, like, even her, someone that she's not on anyone's shit list right now, but like, even she's produced. Tay said, Brynn Shipfield needs to be fired. Aaron said, hi, Jenny. Oh, love your show. Thank you. Orange Blossom, I'm over this show too. People were hyping this episode up, but weaponizing SA isn't entertaining to me. Sorry. Same. It's triggering. It's hurtful. It's dark. And I get rhobh being upset, but like also rhobh doesn't really try to regulate her emotions, and that scares me. And like watching that all go down, I was just very on edge. Like, it didn't feel good to watch it at all. And then the way Brynn was just like acting like everything was normal the next morning was like kind of scary too. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Oh my gosh. Do I even want to talk about this show anymore? Oh, most relatable part, Jessel. I'm doing carbs because this is stressful shit. I love Jessel. Poor Jessel. I could do Raquel, Jessel, Jenna, but I don't know about anyone else. Maybe rhobh. I just feel like I need a little bit less of rhobh right now. Yes, Aaron, good point. I wish there was a trigger warning at the start. The drama surprised me too much mid-episode, right? I thought we were like at the very end of the episode and we're like 27 minutes in. I was like, Jesus, damn. Let's move on. This show's too dark. Oh gosh, not like this one's any better. Okay, we're up to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Oh my gosh, so much going down. I actually could not even get all the content together and ready in time for this live. There's so much going on social media. Bronwyn's posting, Lisa's posting, not just on one platform, like multiple multiple platforms. I'm like, I can't keep up with all of this, but I will go through some stuff. And then on the next Patreon, I'll go into more details. So, season 5, episode 17, reunion part 1. The women of Salt Lake come together in New York City to rehash this past season. Bronwyn opens up to the women about her difficult entry into the group and confronts Lisa about a damaging comment regarding her daughter. The rift continues to grow when Lisa shares receipts that threaten the future of their friendship. Meredith and Angie attempt to resolve their long-standing issues, and Whitney addresses the rumors about her business. When the husbands take the stage, Bronwyn's husband, Todd, faces off in a spicy exchange with the Barlows. Oh, Salt Lake City. Number one, how much dog shit do you think is on the train of Bronwyn's dress? I need to know. I'm just teasing. I'm going to show what I caught during the week before the episode aired, but I don't have all of the social media activity after the show aired. So first up, like I said, we're going to go into more detail on Patreon. So make sure you sign up at patreon.com/Bravo and Blaze. So here we have, this is from Bravo Headline News and Lisa Barlow's stories. It's an ask me a question. Someone said, do you really know the jeweler? And Lisa posted a picture with the jeweler and said, yep, she met Bronwyn through me. So she did know the jeweler, Emma, as we find out. Oh, this I want to talk about because this has not really been talked about on the show at all. And it's not, even though I've seen it on social media a few times, I haven't seen it like blasted. And I'm kind of surprised. But Heather Gay has been exposed by quote unquote bloggers for alleged communication and hypocrisy. And on this TikTok, there's a comment and it said, I was best friend. And let's take this with a grain of salt. By the way, we don't know who this person is, but they wrote, I was best friends with Heather Gay for 10 years. I'm in her first book. I was at the season 1 finale. Heather cannot be trusted at all. Can confirm she did me dirty with like 5 or 6 R's in dirty. What? Oh my gosh. Heather Gay. I've been saying this since season 1. Heather Gay has been lying to everyone. Period. You will all see the truth. Like she's like a non-factor to me anymore though. Like I've already seen through her. I see her game. I got it down. I don't need to see anymore. But anyways, let's move forward. Bravo OMG posted, according to sources, everyone from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 5, minus Mealy, you guys probably don't even know what that is, have all been asked back for season 6. They will all have the same roles they had on season 5. Bravo plans to keep Brittany as a friend like they used Marlo on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Filming is scheduled to begin in late February. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, I kind of assumed this would happen. Okay, before I show, actually, I'm going to show the video that was a big topic during the reunion, and that is the Jen Shaw WAP video where Meredith claimed that Angie K was a backup dancer. Now, I'm going to play this without the music so that we don't have to deal with copyright or anything like that. And while I do that, I'm going to play this, and I'm also going to read through some comments. So take a look at this. There's Jen with the mop. Get a bucket and a mop. There's some moves in this house. Okay, Angie's walking around. She is not dancing. She's just walking, okay, for the record. Jen is on the ground, on the grass, doing the WAP dance. Angie's just sitting there. She's not dancing. Okay, now they're like acting. Oh, there's Monica with the blonde hair. If you guys don't know, Monica's in this as well. I do want to point out, like, I'm obsessed with this one person, this one backup dancer. Watch this guy right in the front. Like, I'm so impressed. As a former NCAA All-American cheerleader, I could say I'm thoroughly impressed. He hit this, killed it. Look at this. That kick down to a squat and then a back. He like touched the back of his heels. Where is this person? They need oh my God, in a full split? Yo, say what you want about this video or Jen Shaw. This is a masterpiece, okay? I love this video. I knew I had it in my camera roll. As soon as they started talking about it, I was like, no way they're talking about the WAP video. I had it in my camera roll from September 27, 2023. And yes, I'm a data hoarder. I'm sorry, but I love having receipts. And I guess I saved it since then. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Aaron said, SLC, something at least fun to talk about besides Bronwyn versus Lisa. I'm bored when they take it to social media. I know it's a lot. Orange Blossom said, I got to say, I like the other reunion moments like the Jen Shaw WAP video. That was my favorite. But Bronwyn's segment about Gwen was too dark for me. Agreed. I agree. I wish Bronwyn never brought the Gwen stuff to camera because it is very dark. And I don't think it's going the way that Bronwyn thought it was going to play out. Like, I think she thought she was going to get like all this sympathy, and like I did. I cried on that episode when she told the story, but at the same time, I'm like, why is she telling this on camera? Like, she had to make a conscious decision to say, okay, let's talk about this with cameras in our faces. As a parent, I feel like I would say no. I'd be like, actually, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say no. I meant to say, hell no. Why? And the way she's backtracking now and all of her social media activities, she's trying to make it sound like she was forced to by Lisa and production. And I think that's taking it too far. Like, you are a grown-ass adult woman. You don't have to do stuff like that. So please, like, enough. Orange Blossom also said, Heather Gay and Whitney Rose need to be punished for giving bloggers insider tea. The blogs also ruin Atlanta. Both of them can be fired, to be honest. No, seriously, like, I guess I don't even know who really is a blogger anymore these days, because technically a blogger is someone who has like an actual blog, which is like written words on a website. And like, I have a podcast, but I think they put us all in the same categories. And I guess as a quote unquote blogger, I don't like the tea. I don't like having it. I don't like spilling it. And my digital footprint on Bravo and Blaze is strong. You can look through every single thing that I've done in the last 4 to 5 years. I'm not a tea spiller. I don't like that. And so, and I don't like that Whitney got Up and Adam involved. I love Adam. I'm friends with Adam. But I don't think they should be getting anyone involved like that. It's weird. Like, why? I look at us as like, let's say we're going to a theater and there's live actors on stage. We're in the audience, but our social media allows us to like talk about the play and the actors on stage while they're performing. And so for when they come down or when they get the bloggers involved, it feels like they're coming down off the stage, going into the audience and like whispering and like scheming with people in the audience to try to change the views of everyone in the audience. And I think that is mad. It's insane. I don't like it. Aaron said, we can't touch this cast. I agree. I did think in the beginning that Brittany should be a full-time housewife, but then I took it back after seeing everything play out. I do think that Brittany as a friend of is a good decision. Orange Blossom said, I know Angie is embarrassed by this. She definitely seemed like she was embarrassed by this video, by her reaction at the reunion. So I posted and said, listen, anyone involved in the Jen Shaw WAP video should feel no shame because this is a goddamn masterpiece. And I stand behind that. It's so entertaining. They killed it. They crushed it. Love this video. Oh my gosh, Aaron, when are we going to get rid of the dark Jen Shaw cloud appearing like Ghost of Christmas Past? I don't think we are. I think Jen Shaw is going to live on in this franchise forever, and she may even come back. This time next year, she may be out of jail. I know right now her son, she's like, it's set for November 3rd, 2026, but I have a feeling it's going to get pushed back even more. I'm going to say summer 2026. For now, we'll see. Okay. Well, Brian's here. I love you. Tay say, loved it when you got vindicated on social media. Oh, we're gonna get there, Tay. Sarah Ann said that Angie is a backup walker instead of a backup dancer. The way Angie is so upset that Meredith called her a backup dancer is so funny to me. And Meredith, the way she is so serious about the most unserious things it's pure comedy. I just love it. I love this cast. I love this show. Oh my gosh, this video. Tay liked the video. Brian said, Bronwyn put her child on TV and made us think that we should feel bad for her doing what we're reacting to. It's manipulative. It's crazy crazy town 10,000. Okay, I need to just say something because Brian used to love Bronwyn. So I do feel vindicated. It feels good. Justice feels good. Yes. Orange Blossom said, I know people don't like Jen Shaw, but her comeback would be iconic and the ladies would be shook. Even Mary. I think Heather Gay should be shaking in her boots right now. Every time there's a new announcement that Jen Shaw's getting out early, Heather should be trying to figure out how to change her name and leave the country because I have a feeling Jen Shaw is going to come out and be gunning for Heather Gay. Like, yes, definitely. I mean, didn't Heather said that Coach Shaw tried to hit on Monica in her book. Crazy. Sarah Ann said, yeah, because she can act like that. It wasn't her idea. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Alexandra said, why did they disclose the jewelry rep's name? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, do they always leave in names of third parties like that? I feel like they should have like bleeped out her name or something, right? They did that with Murillo in old reunions. Alexandra said, I'd love to see Jen Shaw back. It would be kind of iconic. Don't hate me. Okay, so this is what I am clearing up today. I tweeted and I posted in my Instagram stories, and I'll get to it in an upcoming slide. But Sarah Ann said, oh, I thought Lisa was leaking info to you. Literally, what info is she leaking to me? Bronwyn is going around. Bronwyn is obsessed with me. It's actually scary, and I might have to get a restraining order. But I'll show you what she's saying about me. I'm still going through comments. Aaron said Emma with one M. I thought that was interesting too, the one M. Okay. Let's go back here. That rhop video is amazing. Okay, so after the episode aired, this chick is so exhausting. I'm not even going to read this. Bronwyn goes on in her Instagram stories and starts explaining things. Honestly, I feel like she read my tweets and is trying to respond to them in her IG stories. It's like so long-winded. Like I said, I'll get into it on Patreon, but this chick is wild. Like, enough. I'm exhausted. But I did want to also mention Lisa clapped back to this, saying that essentially whatever Bronwyn is saying is not true. So we'll get into the forensics of that on Patreon. Oh man. Okay, so this is what this morning I saw this, right? Someone DM'd me on Instagram and they said, hey girl, I don't normally get involved in things, but this really bothers me because I know it's not true. I remember seeing the after show that night and they uploaded a different version the next day. I remember because I thought it was weird and I didn't notice the difference. This Redditor is like all over multiple threads repeating this, just thought you should know. They sent me a screenshot. This Redditor is saying, production did edit it out of the after show. It was fully cut. Lisa leaked the cut portions to a content creator, Bravo and Blaze. I'm not sure why that wasn't addressed directly. And then they go on to talk about other stuff between, I don't know, about Lisa leaking stuff. First of all, I started laughing so hard. I'm like, oh my God, Bronwyn is obsessed with me. Like, why? This is so false and made up that I'm like, it made me laugh. Look at my response. I wrote WTF with a laughing emoji. I said, that's so fake. What has she leaked to me? And okay, so they're talking about the after show content. Here's my response to that. The devil works hard, but Bronwyn Newport works harder. For the record, I have all the tweets and archived Instagram stories with dates and timestamps of exactly when I watched the after show on October 31st, 2024, which thousands of other people watched before me. I screen recorded what was on the after show via YouTube. I also have a tweet and archived Instagram stories of when I noticed that Bravo took down the after show footage and replaced it with a different version. We already know Bronwyn's obsession with Lisa is weird AF, but I'm beginning to think she might want to skin me and wear me like last year's Versace as well. So if you're still confused, I'll just walk through what happened in the sequence of events. Okay, so episode 7 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City aired on October 30th. After every episode, Bravo uploads the after show footage to YouTube. Okay. I didn't watch the after show footage that night. I went to bed. I have my kids. I had to get up early, get up at 5:30 in the morning, drive them all around. It's Halloween the next day too. Okay. So I have to make sure that I got all their Halloween stuff. It was like a busy morning, very hectic. And I remember that specifically because I was like, oh, before I go to this Halloween parade, daycare, whatever, I'm going to just have like a couple minutes where I can relax and watch the after show. And so I turn it on thinking it's going to be like not anything significant, but that's when I see 3 to 4 minutes of this content that is talking about Bronwyn and Gwen and Lisa getting involved. Bronwyn asked Lisa to contact Gwen's grandparents. I just like was horrified when I watched it. And I'm like, why hasn't I thought surely other creators, if they saw it, they definitely would have posted that too, because it was wild. nobody did, I guess. And Bronwyn decided to focus on me because I posted it and was like, what does this mean? Because Lisa mentioned Gwen's father having a widow. And I was like, what? I thought, wait, like, when did he get married? I thought they were like, they met in college. Was he married before that? Or like, what is going on here? I didn't know, but I'm like asking questions on Twitter. And then trigger warning. Lisa says that that Gwen's family, they were under the impression that Bronwyn had a miscarriage. And obviously Bronwyn did not. And we don't know why that was said. Lisa did not say that Bronwyn faked a miscarriage. She told what she was told by those people. That doesn't mean it's true. She repeated it and she probably shouldn't have. But I guess apparently we saw in the reunion part 1, there's a flashback of them talking about it on camera at the spa when they were getting pedicures. And so again, going back to why did Bronwyn let this come to camera if this whole revelation of, oh, I've never shown anyone Gwen's father's picture ever, but she chooses to show Lisa, the cameras aren't rolling. Bronwyn is claiming that there were 2 producers there, so she felt that she had to bring it. I'm sorry, but that doesn't fly for me. She needs to take accountability that she allowed this to even come to camera. And then also on top of it, she asked Lisa to get involved. That's crazy. To then, I'm like sweating right now because I'm so worked up. I don't like that this woman will spin things. Like Lisa said, oh, what the parents heard was that they heard that Bronwyn had a miscarriage. Bronwyn twisted that into, you said I faked a miscarriage. Hold up. Those are very 2 different things. And for Bronwyn to be like, you need to apologize to me for saying I faked a miscarriage? Hell no, because nobody ever said that. She's the one who said it. I'm sorry, but I cannot sit back and just like witness this. This is insane. This woman is crazy. Oh my gosh. So yeah, they're saying that Lisa's leaking the after show footage to me. Okay. I'm not done, okay, with my response. Bronwyn says she has receipts quite often, but I've never seen her actually show any. Period. Prove me wrong. I'm open to being proven wrong, okay? Also, for the record, the after show in question was posted by Bravo on YouTube on October 30th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is immediately after episode 7 aired. I didn't even watch the after show until October 31st, 2024. So to say Lisa Barlow leaked anything to me is false, fraudulent, and absurd. Very on brand for Fraud Win Newport. And then, looky here. This is me. My real, this is why I live tweet. This is documentation. Look at 9:58 a.m. October 31st is when I first watched the after show. I was so shocked. I took clips. There's a 26 second clip and a 31 second clip that was taken from that 3 to 4 minutes of footage that Bronwyn had them take down. After I posted this, I was like, what is going on? This is craziness. 5:48 p.m. that same day is when I tweeted and said Bravo took down the after show that was released last night and replaced it with a shorter one that doesn't have these clips in it. Okay. Then 5:51 p.m. the after show clips captured this morning are not in this new version that was uploaded 1 hour ago. And here's the timestamps. Okay, so how could Lisa Barlow leak anything to me if everything's already out there? Fraud. This woman is insane. I think this is giving me anger at a level of Scandival because I cannot stand when there is actual proof, receipts, timeline, screenshots, and you still lie. You still make up shit. That is, to me, like psychotic or sociopathic. I don't know what the right terminology is, but it's nuts. I'm sweating a little bit. So yeah, don't accuse me of shit because I will bring the receipts. Let's see, what do you guys think? Get her, baby gorgeous. Nobody got time to read all that. Bronwyn is unhinged. I agree. Brian said the only leaking any of those Salt Lake City ladies are doing is Heather Gay vomiting. Vomiting and urinating on herself in Palm Springs. She did that. She did. And I asked Andy to ask her on Watch What Happens Live. And I have a clip of that somewhere on my social media. She admitted it. Okay. Honestly, anyone who has an opinion about Bronwyn is in a lose-lose-lose situation. Like Lisa said, yeah, she tried to gaslight everybody into thinking Lisa leaked info to you. I don't even want info. If I got info, I would just sit on it. I wouldn't do anything with it because I don't want to have that information. Jesus Christ. Aaron said, Lisa was in a lose-lose-lose, and I did feel bad for her, but I didn't understand why it was so hard for her to apologize. Meredith tried to help, and she just couldn't do it. Very annoying. Yeah, Lisa was very resistant to that. However, if Bronwyn told me to apologize, actually, she did tell me to apologize to her, and I think it's the other way around. Bronwyn owes me an apology because she incited an attack on me, and to give further receipts and proof, in just one night after Bronwyn attacked me, my podcast rating went from a 4.7 to a 3.7. I don't think tons of people decided to listen to all my podcast episodes and give a thorough review based on my podcast after that one day. Come on. Anyways, I'm sweating again. Yeah, she couldn't apologize, but I wouldn't apologize for saying that she faked a miscarriage either because nobody said that. However, if I was in Lisa's situation, I would have said sorry. Like, I'm sorry that Gwen is hurt because that is absolutely heartbreaking. Out of all of this, all of the people involved, I feel the worst for Gwen. And again, as her mother, I think it's her parents' responsibility to not bring this shit on camera. Crazy. Aaron said, I loved Heather whispering, you need to back down. She's got this when Bronwyn was crying. Oh, yes, I know. Brian said, I thought Bronwyn was unique, interesting, like, sir, sexy and unique, but I was wrong. She's a calculated manipulator. She is, and I wanted to be her fan too. Even in the beginning, before I saw who she was, I was like, okay, some of her outfits are not for me, but I do love some of her outfits. And I even went through a bunch of different looks and I was like, oh my God, I love this one. I really tried to like her, I swear. I am not the kind of person to fake it. Tay said, Fraudwyn was damn wrong trying to vilify you and Lisa Barlow. Like, seriously, she's obsessed. Sarah said that was what I meant. Bronwyn is acting like she didn't bring all this for her storyline. Like it was Lisa's idea. Diabolical. Yes. Thank you. I could cry. I've had so many people message me and say, oh my God, you were right. And like, you would think that would make me feel amazing, but it actually doesn't really. It gives me like a little bit of justice and I feel vindicated, but then like, I'm still upset about it because it's bullshit. Like, it's evil what she's done. And I'm not talking about like what she did to me, like what she's done to her daughter. That makes me sick. Okay, I need to move on from this. There's too much. Sold on SLC. Oh, Lord. Season 1, episode 6, thou shalt not confront thy neighbor's wife. Jennifer announces Presidio's new Silicon Slopes office space and a company retreat to St. George. Kenny's career and family life reach new heights. Tina entertains working with Jennifer's rival. When leaving for the retreat, Malaysia drops a comment about Matt's personal life that sparks frustrations with his wife. I didn't finish this episode. All I want to say on this is I can't stand Matt. I think he's grimy. He's not even a top producer. And Jennifer, like, rides for him so hard. Like, why? He's not even, like, bringing in any money. Why is she doing this? He sucks. I also think it's interesting. So on this show, I feel like they're trying to bring like a $1 million listing type of vibe to this show, but I think they're more heavy on the character stories, which is fine. But what I find interesting, since they're all Mormon, or most of them are Mormon, is that Matt got caught with his like strip club addiction. And everyone was so quick to forgive and forget and literally move on, but also not just forgive and forget, but also get angry if anyone mentions it, which is so bizarre to me. I don't think that would happen outside of the Mormon community. Like I'm sure this happens outside the Mormon community, but I feel like, or I wonder if because of their religion that this is how they navigate this situation. Because I would, as his wife, I would not be like, I forgive you, let's move on and never talk about it. Like, hell no. Is that because they have so much shame around it and that it's so taboo that they're like, let's just pretend it never happened, even though it's like the ultimate sin in their eyes, like they drink coffee or something. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I find the whole Mormon community to be very fascinating, but I just spent way too much time on this show because it's not that exciting. Oh God, Southern Charm. Here we go. I'm kind of scared, actually. Okay, Southern Charm, season 10, episode 7, Overtures and Outbursts. Craig and Austin continue to butt heads as Shep drops the L-bomb with Scheana. When the gang gets together to support Molly at her tuba concert, drama takes center stage at JT's after party. Okay, before I get into this episode, I am going to talk about the outside drama, and I hate this, okay? I don't love this. So Bravo versus Everybody posted a screenshot of an Instagram story from Rachel Durante, who is the ex-fiance of the guy that Paige DeSorbo has been seen out and about. She wrote, Rachel, his ex-fiance, wrote, regarding what's been out there this past week during my relationship, disrespectful messages were sent to a man who was spoken for with absolutely no no regard or respect for another woman or her relationship, insinuating for him to leave me for her. Oh my God, I forgot that she wrote that. As my relationship went on, the banter continued, and I was purposely made to feel insecure, and my relationship was undermined. As someone who holds themselves to such a high standard and claims to be a quote unquote girl's girl, her actions contradict this. I had the courage to leave a toxic situation, and as a girl's girl myself, I'll continue to lift other women up and their relationships up, not try to tear them down for my own good. I refuse to have anyone lie on my name and write their own false narrative about my life. It is what it is. I wish everyone the best. Blue heart emoji. Wow. Okay. Then up next, I have this picture of Craig Conover with Sutton Strack, because that's the only way I can see Craig Conover on my feed since he blocked me on Instagram. But what a couple. I'm here for them. What else? Okay, so here we go. This is from Rate My Bravo on Instagram. on this post that says, according to Dumas, Paige has been hanging out with Joe D'Amelio since she broke up with Craig, including spending New Year's Eve with him at Zero Bond in NYC. Allegedly, Joe and his sister were backstage at the recent Giggly Squad Radio City show as well. Oh boy. I just feel like I need every single detail before I can make a proper assessment. But I will say this. I'm on the side of being a girl's girl. So I hope this isn't true, but it's not looking good. Yikes. What do you all think about this? Also, hold on, I have something else that I can share. Share screen. Okay, so E! News posted, Craig Conover details Paige Sorbo's confusing behavior that led to their breakup. Okay, so I think most of this is like taken from the most recent episode when Shep and Craig were talking about their relationship. Let's see. It's safe to say Craig Conover and Paige Sorbo. What? I think they might have a typo here. We're definitely not on the same page prior to their breakup. I think everyone knows that. If it was up to me, we would just get engaged, the Southern Charm star admitted to co-star Shep Rose during the Bravo series January 23rd episode during a candid conversation that was filmed months before his December breakup from the Summer House star. But she changes her mind a lot about stuff. For instance, Craig recounted, one day she'll text me and say, let's build a fucking farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, or I'm moving to Charleston. And then she'll have a good day in New York and be like, I love it up here. And when Shep asked if Paige's unwillingness to commit to officially settling down put a strain on the relationship, Craig confessed it gets confusing. He said, me waiting a few years to have a kid, not a big deal. But what I'm risking is what if Paige wants to turn those couple years into 10 years? He makes a good point. However, that didn't mean the Pillows and Beer podcast co-host was ready to throw in the towel on their romance. I think that's life, right? Yeah, Shep. It's a bunch of decisions and compromise. Ultimately, Paige's indecisiveness led to the demise of the relationship, which she announced last month, and it sounds like the decision to break up wasn't totally mutual. This has all been very, very unexpected, to say the least, Craig shared to his Instagram stories, hinting at a possible blindside by his ex. I was very shocked, and it's okay. It takes two people to be in a relationship. You can't control other people. You can only control how you react. This is when he did this little, should I play this? Oh my God, it's 2 minutes long. He did like his own.
Very unexpected, to say the least.
Craig Conover is speaking out over his breakup from Paige.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Wow. And then also I'm hearing okay, wait. Brian, OMFG, Paige Sorbo's panties as an outfit is the worst. Brian cracks me up. Okay. Oh my gosh. I also have been hearing things about that maybe Paige was seeing this guy before they broke up. I don't know. It's a lot. Wait, where is I'm going to show my tweets for Southern Charm because it was too much. It was a lot. Last night was a lot. Okay. Okay. No, we're not there yet. Okay. In regards to Taylor, I just want to say something. I feel like the punishment that Taylor has received from last season far outweighs the crime. Like, I'm kind of over this thing with Taylor being the bad guy. Like, I don't think, yeah, she shouldn't have lied, but also like Olivia acts like Taylor like ran over her new puppy or something. And I just think it's a little bit too much considering this whole group is incestual. So what are you going to do? I think Bronwyn was on one of her fake accounts commenting on this post that I made. I forgot what they said initially. And so I just responded, "Hi, Bronwyn." And they were like, "Hey." Like, "Hey, girl." And I wrote, "Besties." Like, we're just playing a weird game at this point. But yeah, this picture is Shep, JT, and Craig with a big fish. And I couldn't help but feel like I was triggered. Like, this is like a dating app. Oh my God. So original. So the scene with Craig and Shep that I just kind of read about from E! News, this scene has me rooting for Schlepp again. Like, even though he repeatedly disappoints me, in this scene, I feel like he's clearly trying to make an attempt at his friendship with Craig. So that makes me want to root for him again. But also, like, he doesn't really deserve that. And so then I started doing some self-reflection and I was like, do I just have low standards? I'm grasping for anything here. Like, give me something to work with, Shep. I root for all of these people on TV. But when they do stupid shit, like, I obviously can't root for that. So, however, I'm here for growth. And this is showing growth. So I do love that. I can't even tell you how I sobbed during the scene where Molly was talking about her childhood music teacher. I feel exactly the same. I literally sobbed. I can't even tell the story because I will cry. So I'm going to move on, but I love Molly. And I wish that her and Craig would get married and have babies. Whitney said his favorite sex position is downward facing dog. And as someone who has completed their 200-hour hot yoga instructor training, that makes me think, because a downward dog is like ass up. And I'm like, does Whitney like to be pegged? Is that what he's telling us? Pegga. That's all I can think of now. Also, I was dying when Shep, when this big explosion and reveal came out about like Sally, like sucking dick for a little bit or whatever she said. JT's like, well, Taylor doesn't know the extent of their relationship. And Taylor had already left, but Shep, it was like all quiet. Shep takes like a little step forward and he's like, well, what was the extent of it, Sally? And I just couldn't stop laughing. Someone had to say it, I guess. Oh, Shep. Oh, yeah. So in this scene or this explosion, this big reveal last night, apparently Sally or JT is claiming that Sally was the other woman and that Gaston was dating someone already when him and Sally hooked up. I don't know if that's true, but again, Sally looks like such a stage 5 clinger in every episode with Gaston. Like, she's obsessed. It's weird. She's like, I sucked his dick a little bit. Like, what are you talking about? Even Rodrigo is like, how do you suck dick a little bit? Oh my God. When she said that, I was just like, I feel like I'm in hell. Legit. This is awful. Oh, somebody kill me, please. Okay. Ryan, our new cast member, he had a moment and JT shot him down so hard. I couldn't help but laugh. It was not nice, but he's like, sorry, Mr. Two Fake Eyebrows and a shitty hairline guy, but I'm not listening. JT is kind of nutty. Like, I don't know if I like him or not. I used to like him last season, and then when this season started, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about him. I keep going back and forth, especially with the Vanita thing. this whole, like, I get it. If you are friends with somebody and you don't like their boyfriend or whatever, then you feel the need to share your feelings, which he did. But like, it feels like he's going too hard. He could say it one time to her and just keep it moving. And I think the part that, like, no one going to really listen to JT the way that he wants to be heard, because JT also admitted that he had feelings for Taylor before in the past. So it's like, you just look like a hater, dude. I wouldn't go there if I was him. Speaking of Taylor and JT, or not JT, TJ from Southern Hospitality were on Watch What Happens Live last night. I love them. I know not everyone does, but I do. Okay. Let me get out of this. Okay. And let's move on to Southern Hospitality. Actually, let me take a break and check the comments. Let's see. Oh, Brian said, I actually love Sutton and Craig Conover as a couple. Go on, Sutton. Get that East Coast D. We need Craig to be a kept man. Seriously, like, I could see Craig living it up. He might get too cocky, though. Remember how he was throwing around his pillow money in the summer house, or no, in winter house? He's like, I'll write a check to whoever for the best room. Can you imagine Craig Conover with even part of Sutton Strack's $350,000 in alimony every month? Oh my God. That might be dangerous. We need to keep them away from each other. Okay. Southern Hospitality, Season 3, Episode 4, A Lake House Divided. As Michaels builds the courage to confess his secret to Emmy, Lake gets an unexpected visitor at her lake house. Joe attempts to rebuild his friendship with TJ. Brad and Lake continue to play games with one another. An accident leaves Maddie feeling sentimental about her relationship. The Michaels Emmy thing, like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, the way that they confronted her at this birthday dinner at the lake, on one hand, I feel bad for Emmy because they're all like coming at her about Will, but then on the other hand, the things that they were saying that he said were so horrendous, and for her to be like, I forgive him, that really disturbs me. Like, I'm concerned. Someone please call 911. No, not that bad, but like, yeah. She lost her shit again too. And I hate to see that. This really breaks my heart. I look at her like as if she was my daughter. I have 3 daughters, so I'm like, man, if that was my daughter, it would kill me. It would break my heart. Lake gets an unexpected visitor at her lake house. I love Lake. I love her family. I love that her dad feels, I guess her dad and her mom, even though they're divorced, they have a good enough relationship where she gave a heads up to Lake's dad to let him know that Lake was going to be at the lake house with her friends. So he came and stopped by. And I love to see that. I love to see a father taking care of his daughter in a protective way. Love to see that. Let's see. Joe and TJ are starting to talk a little bit, so that was good. Joe definitely got injured, and I think it was cute that Maddie's like, oh my God, I don't know what I would do if anything happened to Joe. So I am going to keep rooting for them because I manifested this 2 seasons ago. What else? Brad. I love Brad, but I need him to step up and show all American straight single men, how to court a woman properly. Because it's bad out here. I don't know if you guys are following my tweets and Instagram stories. Last weekend, I asked you all for some advice, and I said, what do you do when a man sends you a dick pic or an unsolicited dick pic or explicit video of himself? And I was actually shocked at all the responses I got. They're like, most of them were block and ignore, don't respond, like very passive responses. I'm like, no. Not one person gave me this idea. I came up with this idea on my own, and I'm very proud of it. I sent him a Venmo request for $250. And in the note, I said, for sending me a video of yourself jerking off. Because I since found out that's illegal in California. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, that is like the same as me just like going about my business, walking down the street, and someone comes up and like starts jerking off in front of me. What the fuck? That is lewd. They should be arrested or give me $250 for damages, emotional damages. Right? Yes, Brian agrees with me. Take that money. So, Brad, I'm going to need you to step it up for the rest of us out here, okay? Do us a solid. Be a man. Be a man, Joe. Oh my gosh, remember season 1 when Maddie was yelling at Joe? Be a man. Be a man. I was yelling that to Will last night. Be a man, Will. Be a man. Oh my God. If he doesn't like Emmy, he should tell her. Stop it. This is insane. Oh my God. Poor girl. Oh my gosh. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Yes. One other thing. Speaking of Emmy, I said this, I don't know, last week or the week before, but I just want Emmy to stop posting on social media because she keeps defending Will. So this is from the Bravo Investigator on Instagram. Emmy wrote, 2 things I'm going to clarify after tonight's episode. 1, Will was in Charleston 3 hours away from the lake house. His brother lives 20 minutes away in Charlotte and came to pick me up ASAP. Will drove for 2 hours past Columbia, and his brother drove for an hour towards Columbia, and they met off of a random exit at midnight. Will drove for at least a total of 4+ hours in the middle of the night to pick me up, so don't get that narrative twisted. Okay. 2, what happened between Will and myself happened 3 months before we started filming. For my quote-unquote friends to hold on to that information thinking I didn't know when I did and expose it at a group dinner on Lake's birthday with 8 cameras and an audience isn't being, quote, a good friend, end quote. Knowing damn well I'd react the way I did and kept pressing me even after I asked them to stop and told them I feel uncomfortable talking about this at the table with everyone. I mean, those are good explanations, I guess. I don't know. What do you all think? This show is fucking with me. The editing is fucking with me. Or Will and Emmy are fucking with us. I don't know. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. Okay. Anyways, that is the full lineup of Bravo TV. But don't forget my favorite show, The Traitors. We're in season 3. We just had episode 5 last night. And this week, dun, 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 Banished by Blaze has premiered. And this is where I go through The Traitors and talk about strategy, gameplay, who's doing a good job, who's not, who needs to be murdered, who needs to be banished, who is betraying us, who is untrustworthy, all that good stuff. The treachery. By the way, I'm so freaking jealous of Alan Cumming and his job. He gets to call people losers and he gets to throw people's pictures on the floor. What a fun job. Love him. Okay. I think that's all I got for today. Wow, we kind of went for a long time, and I already lost my notes. Here they are. Okay, I want to remind you all to subscribe, follow, share, like, leave a comment, and 5-star rating for Bravo and Blaze on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow on social media at Bravo and Blaze. Check out new episodes of Bravo and Blaze every Friday, Patreon on Mondays, and Banished by Blaze. I don't have like a set date for that yet because I'm still trying to get used to this new schedule. It's rough out here trying to manage the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion while the Traders is ramping up. It's a lot to keep up with, but also keep your eye out for bonus episodes. And until next time, stay lit, y'all. Have a good weekend.